I'm not the first person to have my story. I was just the first person to tell it. And so it's important for me to share it because it's like, well, if I can look back, I look all the way back to slavery, and it's like we have all these slave narratives. Not all these slave. We have some slave narratives, but a lot of them get really, really like interesting around queerness. And then you look at the Harlem Renaissance, and it's like you had some people who were publicly saying who they were, but then you had a lot of people who weren't. And you get the Stonewall, and you got Marsha throwing bricks, and you got the girls are tussling and fighting for our rights. So then you have like this era of like rebirth, almost in a sense, where like, oh, all these gay clubs open up, and like now we have like these spaces and safe spaces. And you have the HIV epidemic, which kind of like shifts all of that back some, right? And so I'm just kind of like, you kind of get to a space where it's like, we've watched time period, generation after generation after generation of like what they deem as progress. But we also have watched like where people are still suppressed. People are still DL, which again,
Right.
another term that I don't even like to use, but it's like, I understand it, right? But it's like, as much progress as we've made, we still are not able to fully be ourselves.
Right.
And our community, unfortunately, has taken the same things that have oppressed us, and then we've taken it into our community and then started oppressing others within it. Right. And so the fact that we have fatphobia, and we still have colorism, and that we still have femphobia, and we still have like all these things even within our community, it's just like, well, we already was like pushed out of that, and then y'all took the same oppressive tools and then started oppressing people within our stuff. Yeah. I try not to curve. We at the library. And so yeah, like that's how I'm like, I guess like my thought process goes into like why I do what I do, why I write what I write, why I think it's necessary that we continue to tell the story. Because like our story has been suppressed for so long. We haven't been able to be raw, be vulnerable, be our full transparent selves. And I just hope that like my story is opening the door for the actual people who need to write their stories too.